Maverick to range control. Entering point Alpha.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is...
Morning somewhere!
For June 25th, 2025. My name is Bernie Burns. Sitting right over there, everyone's favorite guest star, it's Squirrel. Say hi to Scott, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? By the way, I could not tell the difference there. I thought you accidentally played the Finn drop.
Oh, let's see here. Look, here's Finn.
Morning somewhere!
Here's you.
Morning somewhere! I got the inflection on the second word wrong, but it was pretty close.
I like Finn. Finn's got the gravitas.
It
like
is.
Morning
somewhere!
He nailed it. That was like his second take. He did one, and then I was like, you know, with kids, you go like, no, you got to do it like you're mad, like try to be angry. Then he just fucking. It was like, that's perfect.
It was perfect.
Been using that ever since.
Yep.
Yeah. It's I occasionally I'll throw mine in there, but it never holds up to Finn's performance.
And mine didn't hold up to his either. I've been thinking about that the whole time. What are you doing?
I'm saying, so you got your timer set over there?
Oh, yeah. I don't follow instructions very well.
No, that's okay. I'm just making sure because I don't want to have to cut you off. I want you to. You have a timer sitting literally right there in front of you.
Well, the best part
is
is
the blue thing. That's
oh
a
yeah,
timer.
no one cares.
Okay.
So, I mean, I got it on my phone. But that's the beautiful thing is because now we don't have to feel rushed because we won't feel rushed until the other part. Anyway.
18 minutes left.
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm just kidding. So you do a thing. We've known each other for a long time. So like an old married couple, little things that the other one does can bug the shit.
Oh, God.
What is the thing where you set a timer for yourself? Like the entire time I'm with you,
I have alarm going off.
You have an alarm going off every 10 minutes and then you snooze it. And I don't even ask you what it's for. You look at it and go, huh, and then 10 minutes later, that same alarm goes off.
The one that you've been hearing today mostly was the rescheduling of my bus ticket, which I should have turned off because I'm not doing that anymore.
You set alarms for your to-do list.
Well, because if I oh, no. Well, I guess technically that's exactly what I'm doing.
That is a to-do item for you to do.
Well, yeah, but I should have done it right then because it needs to be done within 24 hours of like it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right
so yeah, so it was like it window opened, and that's what the alarm was for.
So the other alarms you heard go off today were, well, you wouldn't have heard the one this morning. That's I have to pay my dues to my guy in Miami for my business, and then what was the other one?
You want me to bleep that?
I don't give a shit.
Okay. You're in another country now.
Another one that went in today was
got to play the video.
Trash day. It's trash day, and. So,
all day long, it's just like your R2D2 alarms are going off.
Dude,
there's beeping. It's like
it's funny that you said it's an old married couple thing because it drives Casey nuts. She goes, "Hey, your alarm's going." She doesn't get mad anymore. Now it's just like, "Hey, surprise, your alarm's going off." Because I set alarms all day, but the one that goes off on Tuesdays is take the trash out. Because what started happening after 14 years of living together, I'd be like, I'll get to the trash, and then it'd be like 4 a.m, and I'd wake up to take a piss, and she'd go, "Hey, you take the trash out yet?" And I'd go, "Fuck." Or the sun would come up, and all of a sudden we'd hear the it's like 4 houses away, and I get up and I shoot out like lightning.
As you get older, as a dude, you can hear a trash truck 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Like I can pick out a trash truck when it's coming, like a trash truck has entered the neighborhood, and then you're out there in your fucking underwear rolling out the bin.
Yeah, so here's what happens. I hear that noise, and I'm scrambling around like a bat out of hell, and I have to empty 2 bathroom trash cans, one in my office.
Oh, you're doing the trash?
I'm doing it. I'm running around, and I've got 2 trash bags. I run down, and they're still 2 houses away. That's how fast. I mean, I'm just like, boom.
And if you just done it the night before, you'd be fine.
Exactly. So, okay.
But the thing is,
that's what the alarm is. It's like, let's put an end to that dumb shit.
We should be clear, too. I'm in Scotland. We're not in Austin. Sometimes when you're on, we're in Austin.
Right.
But those alarms are going off here, and you're just resetting them. Like you're snoozing them, and then they come back up 9 minutes later. And then it's that all day with you. There's like alarms going off constantly, and you look at it and then snooze it for later to get back to it?
Well, snooze is 10 minutes. It's like, I should be doing this right now, but just like you should be getting up right now, people go, we'll do it in 10 minutes. The other thing is you shouldn't be hearing them at all. A while ago, I set all of my alarms to vibrate only, so nobody should be hearing them. So I apologize.
But
for
you're
that.
losing your hearing then because I've been hearing them constantly.
Well, no, yeah, they're going. They're actual audible alerts.
You're also the only person I've ever met who sets up their text messages.
What?
To set off their camera flash. Like you have your LED,
Oh, right.
your LED for your camera flash turns on every time you get a text.
That's
it
so
goes
it's
blink,
silent.
blink, 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 blink.
That's so it's silent.
Which is like when we're out anywhere, you're just like, and you're talking to your wife. We're all on the back side of your phone. You're on the front side of your phone. We're just getting plop, 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 plop
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, that's true. That should probably stop.
You should turn that off.
Yeah,
That's a weird ass feature.
It is. I mean, the first time somebody saw it, they're like, dude, what's going on over there? They thought the phone was just ringing, or, you know, and you never know. Somebody might have a conniption fit.
Well, then someone might think you're taking a photo. Have you ever seen the famous meme of there's these like 4 ladies on a night out at a bar, and the lady facing away from the camera or the closest to the camera has kind of a nice posterior, and so I guess the guy was trying to take a creepy photo, but it did that flash thing with the red eye, so it like did the first little burst of flash, but the photo was all the ladies turning and looking at the guy taking the photo and scowling.
I have not seen that.
That's what people look like whenever your flash goes off in a bar. Every fucking 35 seconds, your flash goes off.
I will turn that off right now.
We brought this up before, though, so you're going to turn it off now. Okay. Well, listen, I got to be happy with the result I wanted. I got the result I wanted. Now the flash is off.
Sure.
How you been, buddy?
Been well, man.
Do you want to? Can you talk about what you're doing? Why you're over here?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's been 2 years since I've seen you, number one, but
that's not true, by the way. You've been on the podcast many times. Since
Oh,
then.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Over here. It's the first time I visited you over here at your place in Scotland. This is my 3rd visit. By the way, I hope I'm not pissing anybody off. I keep signing in your guest book.
How many times?
3 times.
But not on this trip 3 times.
No. I sign every time I show up.
I thought you were making the joke that you signed every time you walked in the front door. No. You're supposed to sign whenever you come. That's the purpose of it.
All right, yeah. So the reason why I'm here, this is day 21, actually. I've been out of the States for 3 weeks. I decided that I wanted to see, this is just an exploratory phase, kind of, you know, figure out if there's anything else for us, maybe outside of America. But when Casey and I came here 2 years ago to Amsterdam, and I say here, sorry.
Casey is Scott's wife?
Yeah, Casey's my wife.
Among other things?
When I say here, I just am talking about Europe in general because, I mean, in order to get here from Amsterdam on that 30-hour bus ride I took just for funsies, we did not even cover...
Fucking fascinating.
We did not even cover going from west to east in Texas, 973 miles.
So you've been in Amsterdam for 21 days, not actually
I was in Amsterdam for 15, and then I came here.
Via bus, for some reason. Amsterdam to Scotland via bus.
Well, that
was interesting.
Well, there's multiple reasons for doing that. I have more time than I have anything else and less money than I have time. So I was like, let's combine both worlds, and I can stand on my head for 30 hours. Give me a break.
Yeah? How was riding via coach?
I'll tell you what,
Europe?
This dude almost whipped my ass because at one break, people started getting on the bus, and I realized that almost nobody is sitting in their own seat. Everybody's just finding a place, even though everybody is assigned a seat. If somebody takes your seat, the proper thing to do, I think, is to just go, okay, well, where are you sitting? I'll go sit in your seat. And then you go there and somebody else is already sitting in that seat. And it's just like, fuck it, just take an open seat.
Off you go.
So, but they have this handicap section in between rows 2 and 5 where it's just floor. And I go, as soon as we get on the road, I'm going to lay down. Because after about 10 or 12 hours on a bus, it starts to get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does.
So I was like, I'm just going to lay down on the floor. And sure as shit, I fall asleep. All of a sudden, I'm being hit by this guy. And he goes, "Hey, laddie, what are you doing?" Or I can't do an accent. So
Was he Scottish?
He was something-ish.
Yeah.
And he was getting pissed.
Who? Driver?
Well, there's 2 people. You have to have 2 drivers, one to keep the other guy awake or to switch in case. So there's tandem drivers on every bus. It's a Flixbus. So this guy comes back there, short little shit, but he would have pounded me into oblivion. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Sleeping." And he goes, "You got a seat. Go sit in it." And I go, "Okay, cool." And he goes, and then he comes back, and I go, "Great, fine. I think the situation's over." And we go to the next stop where we stop, and he comes back, just beelines right at me. And he goes, "What were you doing?" And I go, "I was sleeping." And he goes, "We're not doing that on my bus." I go, "Great. I'm not here to argue with you." But, I mean, he goes, "What were you thinking?" And I go, "I was thinking I was going to catch a nap." And I go, "Look, man, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm going to do whatever you want. This is your bus.
Yeah.
But if you think I'm safer sitting in that chair with no seatbelt, if this bus rolls over, who gives a shit wherever I'm on the floor or in the chair?" Just let me sleep.
I wonder too. It's like an authority thing sometimes. I ran into that when we were at a small place. I think we were in Breda, Netherlands, is where we were.
Which amazing. I don't know that.
I was there for. You went through Antwerp on the way
Yep,
down here.
That's Belgium.
It was very close to Antwerp. Like
I
we
gotcha.
crossed over into Belgium in order to
It's almost right on the border.
to get ribs is what we got. So Breda, we were at a film festival there, and we were at a hotel. It was me and Gavin and Jeff Ramsey, and it was like one of these places where it was understaffed. We showed up late. We said we're going to go to drink at the bar, and he goes, "Well, go into the bar. I'll be in there in the bit." The front desk guy, and he was going to show up, so we had to wait there. Somebody else came and checked in, so we're just sitting at the bar, just sitting there. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, and there's on the bar there's a bowl of packaged crisps. Just like, whatever, just bags of potato chips. Mm-hmm. And so we're waiting and waiting and waiting. So I think, I'm waiting. I'm going to grab a bag of the potato chips and so start eating them and things like that. And then when he shows up, we get our drinks. And I say, also these chips, because we got these chips out of the bowl. And he goes, those are for sale. And I said, yeah, no. I said, can you just add them to our thing? And he got infuriated that I served myself chips out of the bowl, which is on the bar, not behind the bar or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he got infuriated and just for the rest of the night wouldn't drop it. Like just could not walk it off. There's some people who just
that's a character trait problem.
It is.
Same thing happened to me in line at 7-Eleven the other day. It's the one on the way to the lake, so it's like the most busy 7-Eleven in America. We're like 7 deep. I've got chips and stuff that I want to get and a drink, and I just open the drink in line and start drinking it. Why the hell do you care? Just scan the damn thing, whether it's empty or full when I get there. What do you think? I'm going to try to throw it away and get away with a free drink?
I mean, I can look at you and assume you're probably over 21.
Yep.
It's probably okay. I don't need to go through that whole procedure. I get what you're saying, but some people, like, you took a liberty, and some people, like, when they see that, they get really upset about it.
Sure.
Like, I would say, like, yeah, you shouldn't have laid on the floor of the bus. That's kind of an odd thing to do.
Yeah.
But also, he says, hey, get up. Then you get up and do
I did.
it.
I did not put up any kind of fight whatsoever. I was like, sure, got it, no problem. I can understand how you might be concerned. I wasn't planning on telling you my side of the story, but then he did accost me again, and I was like, all right, dude, here's the deal.
How much time was between the two?
20 minutes.
So he was like stewing over it, right?
He must have been.
See, what I think is you got to put yourself in the shoes of the other person. When somebody does something that breaks the social norm, right? Like you lay on the floor of the bus, he's like, what the fuck is that guy doing? And then a lot of times people won't address it when it happens. Like, hey, you can't lay on the floor, bud. Like, don't do that. And they sit there for a time thinking through the scenario themselves and working themselves up and getting mad. And then all you need to do is say to you, hey, you can't go on the floor. You're like, cool, I'm off. I assume that's what you did.
You have no idea what you just kind of... I am defending myself against a scenario you had in your head that you've been working through for 15 minutes that I have had no time to defend myself and even knew you were thinking about.
Everybody does it, yeah.
Everybody does do that.
And the more socially awkward someone is, like, a lot of people won't even address it ever. Like, they won't ever say they get off the floor or whatever. They just sit there and get mad, like wanting you to read their body language, and stuff. Yeah. And I've been that person too. I've just learned the sooner you address something, the better. Like, the sooner somebody does something, you go, hey, dude, just don't do that,
You said something interesting a second ago, too. You were like, me and Jeff Ramsey and Gavin were doing this, that, and the other thing. The strangest thing about me and you and me and John,
your buddy John,
two of my closest friends in the world, you know him, I have never been on a trip with you. In the entire time I've known you, I've never, like, gone somewhere.
That's 100% not true. I can think of, like, 4 places we've been together. We've been to New Orleans. We've been to Brownsville.
Okay.
We've been to Padre.
I'm in, like,
we went to Vidor, Texas.
You are talking about, like,
Columbus, Ohio together.
Okay. No, you got me there. Now, that one I consider, like, we hopped on a plane together and we went somewhere and, Columbus, Ohio for the football game, Lima Swede in the end zone. That was a real trip. Driving to New Orleans, going to Vidor, going to, what's the other one? Padre. Those don't really count.
Las Vegas?
When?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Fucking liar.
Yeah, maybe we didn't go to Vegas together.
All right. So, hey, do we need to talk about news of the day? You guys have a more serious take on it. I heard you and Ash talking about
Iran?
Iran today.
Yeah.
Are you saying Iran or Iran?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I grew up saying Iran. Like most people in America. We had a discussion about Qatar today or yesterday's podcast.
Yep.
We had a discussion about how to pronounce Qatar, and I watched a video afterwards how to pronounce it. It's the accepted American pronunciation is Qatar, even though it sounds like guitar. But I say Iran because I learned to say that. But we grew up saying Iran, and for a long time I had a hybrid where I would say Let me try to say it. I can't even say it anymore.
What?
Iran.
Yeah. Do you know why you?
Iran.
Do you know
Iran.
why you
Iran.
were? You know about both of those?
Iran. That's what I say. Iran.
In 1980.
Yes, go ahead.
We were dealing with the OPEC.
Not me. I was 7, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was 7 too, and I remember, or I was 8, I guess. I'm a year older than you. And the reason why we know about Qatar today is because everybody realized what stealing, thieving, mobsters FIFA was a couple years ago when Qatar won the World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like hovering over the edit button. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So FIFA, which is like, I think FIFA and the International Olympic Committee are both known to be like
100%,
like just massive grifting organizations. I don't even follow really any of those things, but yeah, they're both. So it was the host city, the host country, Qatar, and what they did. They took a bunch of money, or
it was
what?
Well, every single time it's because of a bunch of money.
Yeah,
that they've been exposed to be one of the most corrupt organizations out there. But what's funny is that's at the time. I remember when like 2020 and 60 Minutes and Vice News were all doing stories on it because it was such a big story at the time that they got selected.
Yeah.
But now I think we're all starting to see how everything operates.
If there's
everything's a huge fucking mobster operation.
If there's exclusivity to anything, someone will find a way to make money from it.
Do I have a cough button over here?
No, you don't, but I have it over here.
Okay.
You don't have one over there. I'll mark it for you.
I just cover and go, "Wah."
Don't worry about it, because then I'll just mark it, and then I'll get. They won't even know what happened.
I got you. Okay, so let's talk about Iran. You guys were obviously discussing the more finer, mature points. I actually had a buddy in one of our other discussion threads talking about why did Trump have to do this? And this is actually a Trumper guy too. He goes, why did Trump do this? I mean, Maverick took care of it 3 years ago. And I go,
what the hell? Does he think that's real? Maverick being Top Gun, we play the drop.
He does not think it's real, but the funny thing about that is the exact scenario we're going through now. Back then, if you remember, do you remember the plot of the movie?
Yeah, they're training the new crew to bomb a site that is very hard to approach.
Okay, no, it is the exact scenario we're putting up with now. So he didn't know that he was talking about it either. There was only one country in the world that was trying to not refine, but what do you do to enrich uranium? That was trying to do it for weapons. That was doing it in an underground site. And here's another particular plot point that is in the movie and also going on right now. They actually have F-14 American fighter jets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because we sold them to them in 1979 when they were still an ally of ours.
It's like the Strait of Hormuz is now back in the news because Iran, everyone's worried that Iran is going to like close it off, and the administration has actually asked for China's help in making sure that doesn't happen.
And what's the big concern there? That oil is not going to make it out? Probably.
Yeah, that's a big concern.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Why would you say that?
The fact that we're still burning oil as fuel to move things around is a fucking joke.
But you're talking on a theoretical level. On a practical level, that can be a big deal.
Well, practically, we do have it available. We're just not using it. But that's
what are you saying? Like the U.S. can get oil? Like
we talked
shale oil?
No, we don't need oil at all.
Oh, you're talking about your free energy.
Yes. Oh, Jesus, dude, that was 20 minutes. Are you
also,
kidding me?
his flash and his alarm is going off.
Now Bernie's shaking.
You can. By the way, I know that alarm was about to go off because you've been looking at it every 30 seconds.
I held it up at 3 minutes and I go, dude, can you believe we've been talking for 17 minutes?
It goes fast, dude. It goes fast. Don't worry, we'll go 10 minutes. We'll go a long one this one. People always like more Scott. But you were saying that. So you're saying the plot of Top Gun Maverick
is exactly the scenario we're living through right now.
Right.
It was the only country that fits the bill.
It must have been Iran.
So were you surprised?
Scott's going to be on tomorrow, by the way.
Were you surprised when I sent you a video last week? Do you remember what it was? So the only reason why I sent it is because he actually had a guest on that I have been amazed by, and she's been showing up everywhere in all my Jesse Michaels and Danny Jones, and I realize these names mean nothing to you, but Joe Rogan has talked about her.
What did she do?
She used to serve under 2 presidents for the Housing and Urban Development Department. Her name's Catherine Austin Fitz, and this is a great lead into a topic we're going to get into, but I've always found deep underground military bases that a fascinating topic, and now it's almost just like UFOs are now undeniable. The fact that there's underground, probably connectable cities. What are you laughing at?
I just
mofo?
I like you sneak that in right at the end. Undeniable. It's like that's like
What?
such a conversation
No,
starter.
okay, no. The origin of them is up for debate. The fact that we're seeing things in the sky that are exhibiting propulsion systems we don't understand, that is undeniable.
But for people listening who, let's say, they didn't watch it at all,
I could have sent you the 15-minute version of
what does she talk about? That's what I'm getting.
She's talking about $21 trillion, to her best guesstimate, based on money flow from her economic and accounting standpoint. She can tell that $21 trillion $21 trillion has disappeared over the last 10 years or 15 years, and she knows where it's. So it's not just that money's gone missing. She actually knows where it's going. Okay, and she says this is basically a casino. So you know how the stock market is not made for guys like me and you? Well, it's made for guys like you. You know how it's not made for most people? It's really made for the big movers and shakers, the top 2% that actually have money to move around. They're making money on the way up and on the way down, just like all of our congressmen. You know, they make money. They put in calls when they just come out of a meeting and they know that this pharmaceutical drug is not going to be approved, so they short it and catch money all the way down, and then when it finally gets approved, they buy it and it goes way back. They make money going both ways.
There's a great Twitter account you should follow called Unusual Whales that tracks a lot of that stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, the thing I was going to say is...
By the way, I want to point out, you said $21 trillion. The current estimated level of the U.S. national debt
is about that.
Is $36 trillion.
Well, it is.
So this is a significant amount of
correct.
money.
Well, dude, think about it. I mean, money goes... Well, so
and what is she saying it went to?
She's saying it's gone to either... funding black budget programs through the defense contractors like Raytheon and
every time you say sentence, I got to ask like 5 other questions.
Northrop Grumman.
What are they doing?
Lockheed Martin. They're the ones that. So this is actually kind of a lead, and they're the ones that are back engineering the stuff that we're talking about. That
what are we talking about? What are you talking? You're saying words. What are you talking about? What are they building?
UFOs.
UFOs. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Technology that is not readily available to the public. It's not just UFOs. I mean, they're working on anti-gravity
alien technology. Can we just say that?
It's not alien technology. It's our technology. Most of the stuff you see flying around in the air is us, but they got it from somewhere.
Got you. Okay, but from our perspective,
but it's not
it
just
may as
that.
well be
okay,
alien technology.
Let's finish up with this. The main thing she says is there are underground cities. They are connected by tunnels. There's a guy that came out like in the 80s, and I wasn't even introduced to him till like 2 decades ago, Phil Snyder, who had this unbelievable story about getting in a firefight with aliens as he was escaping, Dugway Proving Ground or some shit like that. And now it turns out he may not have been full of shit after all. That's probably a good way to close.
We will find one of these topics to discuss in depth tomorrow.
One of them.
On our episode of Morning Summer. All right. Well, I do want to thank our sponsors for today, Ethan Eppelman and Hunter Johnson. Thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast at patreon.com/Morning Summer. That's actually part. I'm not very good at that. All right. Well, that does it for us today. June 25th, 2025. Scott will be back to talk directly at you tomorrow.
Yep.
Hope you'll be here as well.
Me too. Later.